Okay, very briefly, the program of today. We will be starting with the first pitch session of 6 companies. Then we will have, if we can save some time, a very small break. And then we will follow with the second session. At the end, there will be a networking lunch just here on the terrace. And I will just explain you later for the program of the afternoon. I think that I can leave the telling and the story of the project Cluster Act, just showing you a very brief video that will just give you an idea of what we performed and how we get here to this final event.
How to enhance innovation and business development between innovative companies and private investors in the maritime sector. The project Cluster Act, aggregation and collaboration tools to enhance cluster network in the maritime sector of the Mediterranean area, has developed a set of actions to link innovative enterprises and private investors. The project covers 5 Mediterranean countries with strong and diversified tradition and competences in the blue economy: Italy, Spain, Greece, Croatia, and Egypt. Cluster Act targets 3 specific maritime subsectors: nautical activities, cruising, ports and marinas. Concrete measures have been developed and implemented. More than 20 webinars addressed to SMEs and investors currently available on the project's YouTube channel. 5 local events presenting the best innovative solutions for the maritime sector selected from each country. Structured methodological framework developed for selecting and setting the most appropriate networking mechanism with the aim to bridge the communication gap between innovators and investors and increase the interaction and cooperating between them. What has been achieved? Cluster Act has helped to create connections between innovative companies and private investors in the maritime sector. It has also supported the creation of local business angels networks in the maritime sector and has stimulated cooperation among key maritime clusters in the Mediterranean. In addition, policy recommendations have been put forward for the advancement of the maritime innovation ecosystem in the 5 Mediterranean countries addressed.
So, I kindly invite for the first picture to prepare. And in the meanwhile, I remind that all the pitches will have 6 minutes time to present, and then there will be 3 minutes time for the jury to make some questions. If some members of the jury wants to make some question, you are invited kindly to come here. So to come here on the podium and then ask your question. Very quickly, the presentation of the jury member composition. There will be composed by 9 members. I will start with the chairman of the jury, so Mr. Paolo Anselmo, the president of the Italian Business Angel Association. Then we will have a representative of the project coordinators, so of the Maritime Technology Clusters, Mr. Lucio Sabadini, CEO. As a representative from academia, we have Sotirios Theophanis, professor of practice and program lead and MSc in shipping and port management at the University of York, Europe campus. For the category of venture capitalists and business angels, we welcome Fabio Fanecco and Fabio Malerba. Following for the area of bank and finance, we welcome Alessandro Bolboni, Head of International Innovation Business Development of Intesa San Paolo Innovation Center, and member of the Investment Board of Neva SGR. And then Nicola Oliva, Financial Analyst of Frigiolini and Partners, Merchant. Finally, from industry, Stefano Paganisnardi again, Head of International Relations of the Italian Marine Industry Association, and Paolo Tedone, entrepreneur of the company Econcrete. Okay, we start with first pitch session, so I welcome here Mr. Ilias Bogordos of the company Kiano, CEO of the company coming from Greece.
So, can you hear me? Okay. So, buongiorno a tutti. Good morning, everyone. This is Elias from Kiano, and I'm super excited to be here. I come from Greece, Athens. And, I'm here to present you something we call the trip planning paradox. Everyone who is traveling by boat at the sea is really familiar with this slide. Even if you are an explorer that you want to explore the coastlines, a skipper on recreational boats that want to make your clients feel relaxed, or a professional, an agent that you want to give concierge services to your customers, we all end up to using these services: printed nautical maps, charters, call to friends, coastal imagery, late night calls, and everything that we need to spend money, give money in more subscriptions, spend time. You know, an agent spends at least 8 to 10 hours to create a specialized, a tailor-made itinerary to their customers. And finally, they get stressed. Why they get stressed? Because they end up coming to these challenges: changing weather conditions, not available berths in destinations they visit, and crowded costs. But we have good news. The Kiano promise. We let the user explore with safety. How do we do that? We elevate the recreational boating experience by creating a marketplace for coastal explorers that can use and sell personalized sea trips, leveraging our data suggestion engine. So the boaters, from the one hand, can create trips, share trips, or just hire with one click a virtual sea guide and get a great experience at the sea. Or, from the other hand, all the boat professionals can use our platform for free, create their own trips in less than 14 minutes in a 7-day itinerary, and gain more extra time in their job, and earn more money, and increase their revenues in 6%. What we get from there, from every transaction they are doing, we get a 25% from the transaction. So how do we do that? We've created a platform in a web application and a mobile application for Android and iOS, all for free to use all the users. And we are giving a total personalization to anyone. So anyone can filter out, depending on their vessel dimensions and their needs. So for example, if they need a night shelter, the map changes. If they need to shop or find fuel or anything, the map changes again, and they get all the data they want in our app. On the other hand, we have the place recommendation score. On top of that, if someone clicks a button, we aggregated 10 years of vessel stays, historical data, and combined with the vessel dimensions of his boat, the wind direction, and they get a score in a 7 days prediction, and they can see the accurate position of where they go, or where they can have the perfect overnight stay. We proudly introduced for the first time in the recreational boating the trips. So we aggregated all these tools together, and we create a trip so the users can create their own trips, their own itineraries with routes, route planning. They can share and invite their friends in that trip, so everyone can split their roles, can share with the captains, and everyone can chat together and create their own trip. Okay, so the final and most important, let's say, feature for us is the coast view. The coast view is covering, it's the #1 premium gallery for everything outside there, and we are covering from Portugal to Turkey, meter by meter, the whole coastline, covered by helicopters and drones, so everyone can explore visually and finally get the perfect decision for their trip. Our story so far, with more than 800,000 aerial photos, 100,000 downloads, 20,000 users in our web app platform the last 2 months, 40 kilometers of visual coverage, 43,000 places crowdsourced by the community, 8 countries full of coverage, and 2 strategic partnerships, Marine Traffic and Dorca. We are proudly presenting this map, and we are now expanding in Croatia. By saying expanding, we are expanding in business terms, in business development, collaborating with charter companies, and also extending the coast view and the visual coverage we have there in the Adriatic Sea. So this is us, this is me and George. George and me, we are the 2 co-founders, and we come back together 10 years now, followed by Ginny, who is a charter virtual agent, George Dimitrakopoulos, Yannis, and Danai. We are a team of friends and sea lovers, and we are advised with the top two guys, Dimitris Lekas and Dimitris Memos, the CEO and the founder of Marine Traffic. We are Kiano, and we are here to change the recreational boating industry. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. If you have any questions, please.
So now we can open for the questions from the jury. You can come here.
Thank you. Good morning to everybody. Thank you. Congrats for your speech.
Thank you very much.
It's not too clear to me how you think to scale up your project. I mean, most of your project is similar, are taking on all the advantage from exponential organization, such as to install a sort of community. How you are going to involve more target? Are you going to install a sort of community network or something like that? How you can do to increase metrics to scaling up your program?
Okay, thank you for the question. So, to expand and scale up, we have this solution. First of all, the whole Kiano project is based on the community and the crowdsource. Okay, so all the 43,000 places are coming up from people that are exploring the coastline, and they are adding from an anchorage to a beach to a cave to everything. We get it, we validate it, and then push it live. So that's the one thing regarding the coastline and the coverage. The other thing is we evolved the communities of drone operators, especially in Croatia now. So we've created automatic missions. So they are let's say, executing the mission, and we get the aerial photos, so expanding the coast view from that way. The third one is the charter companies. So we've collaborated with companies in Greece, and by using them, let's say, as a channel for their charters. So with one company, we get, for example, 3,000 charters. If you multiplied it with, let's say, an average time of people, 5 people, we have lots of people by not doing any marketing at all. Thank you.
Any other questions from the jury? Okay, no. So thank you again, Ilias. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Then I kindly ask to come here and present the company Roberto Fresina from FreeEco, co-founder and CEO. Intanto questo. Just 1 second, I take the time to ask to all the members of the jury if they quietly access the voting systems, okay? The voting system will be open until the end, so I will ask you to close it at the very end of the second pitching session. Please, Roberto, the floor is yours.
Good morning. I'm Roberto Fresina, CEO and co-founder of FreeEco Società Benefit Corporation. We are innovative startups that intend to involve new solutions about inorganic waste, mostly composed on plastic, glass, metal, or paper or cardboard packaging. These waste generate 2 main problems, pollution and cost, from management, logistics, and disposal activities. To transform this problem into an opportunity, we have developed a new sustainable model for recycling that we have called circular economy on a local scale. This model has 3 fundamental principles: reduction of volume of waste at source, local recycling, and to digitalize all processes. Our competitive advantage of product is our patented shredding system, able to reduce over 85% volume of all inorganic waste. This means a reduction ratio 7:1, and also a system for differentiate the materials. Starting from these two technologies, we have designed Ecotrix, a new household appliance, scalable in size and flexible in application. This machine has an upper part where you can insert the material, and the lower part where there is the collection basket for the shredded material. Our competitive advantage of process is an integrated local recycling chain with sustainable logistics, traceability of waste, and local recycling. This our approach generates a social innovation for all stakeholders present in the intervention area. And our market is the circular economy, and our position of market is the circular economy and waste recycling. Our potential customers are B2B segment, starting from HoReCa sector, GDO, industry, to nautical, and also B2C segment. Our business model is composed from a standard service with initial checkup and pickup of the waste material. A premium service with also one or more Ecotrix machine and assistance. Rent of Ecotrix in short term, starting from 1 day to 12 months, and direct sales of our machine. Here I can show you our call and competition that we have participated. And here our capital raised from public calls, all non-repayable fund. Co-founding and decision-making team are made up my brother Danilo and me. And then there is Giacomo, Andrea, and Jessica who support us with other activities. Now I present 3 use cases. The first one is the implementation of our innovative waste management system in the shipyard. This to increase the efficiency of cost and increase of the sustainability of the shipyard. The second use case is the installation of Ecotrix machine and a small recycling center in the ports to minimize the cost and simplification of the waste management. And the third use case is the direct installation of our machine in the ship or boat. And also to do the possibility of a client to potential benefit from the shredded material to delivery of shredded material. Okay, I finish. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you very much. Again, we can open the question and answer session from the jury. Please, you're welcome on the stage.
Thank you for.
Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. You mentioned 3 areas of application, potential application in shipping. One is ship repairing and shipbuilding. the second is port operations, and the third, which is associated to a certain extent with the second, the cruising sector. Do you have in your plan any case studies of application, or you have already some case studies, and to what scale are they? Thank you.
Bianco.
Prova. Your question is...
My question is, you mentioned 3 areas
Yes.
where your compact system may be applied.
Yeah.
One is the ship repairing and shipbuilding to a certain extent. The second one is the port operations, and the last one is the cruise sector, which is associated with the second one. Because as you know, garbage is one of the major pollutants that are generated in the cruise sector.
Yeah.
Do you have in your plan or already done any case study on these 3 sectors?
In the nautical sector, no. At the moment, no, I don't have a concrete use case. Okay. Our startup is born in 2018, and then 2 years of COVID is not simple for implementing various sectors, because waste are produced by all over. And then I believe that the nautical sector is a good way to...
Any other questions from the jury? Yes, please come on the stage.
I actually have 2 questions. One is, it's not clear how it works, in the sense, do you need to separate plastic from glass and so on when you put it? And the second one is, how many customers do you have today that are using this continuously?
Our validation of market, we have 20 customers that have buy our machine from domestic use and then commercial use. And now we are going to nautical sector, to other activities in Milano. So this is.
Okay. And another question from the jury?
Good morning, everyone. My question is related to the first one of the colleague. If you can add something more about the sorting technology of your system.
Our core of technology is not a sorting, but we have 3 industrial patents for a system of shredding because it's different to the other. This is a real advantage. Sorting is an add-on.
You have no technology.
The technology
sorting.
of the
Okay.
sorting is for our simple. Non it is the core. The core is a technology of shredding. This technology able to have a very small machines and able to reduce the consume of energy with a very small motor.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
I kindly invite here now the CEO of Sammi, Ioannis Kostopoulos.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I am Ioannis Kostopoulos. I'm the CEO of SAMI, a company that plans to lead the digital transformation of marinas and tourist sports in all around the world. So why we plan to do this? Technical issue. Possibly some battery problem. I think I'm going to get back my time. Okay, thank you very much. So, what is the main problems of the market that we target? First of all, the current systems in marinas and tourist ports are cumbersome, and they have outdated booking systems and also a lack of real-time data collection and communication with the yachting community. Secondly, when the boats arrive in a marina, the environment is sometimes unfriendly, polluted. There is a limited range of added value services that finally is offering a poor hosting services to the sea travelers. Last but not least is the sea travelers themselves. We see that the digital age customer are coming more and more in this market, so the demands for digital services and high quality services are more than ever. So what we have done, next slide please, manually. We target to this market, that this is the global market, because in your leaflet you have the statistics that related to the European market. So we target to the global market of marinas and tourist ports, that it has more than 40,000 marinas and hundreds of thousands of anchorages, more than 200 million recreational boaters that create an annual revenue of more or less $45 billion per year, and indirectly affect the recreational boating industry that in annual basis creates $280 billion. Of course, this is a growing market as we are here in this business event, and is growing with a 7% annual growth, and is a fast recovery market after the COVID-19 pandemic. Next slide, please.
Try to make us a step ahead.
Yes?
Okay, try now. In this direction.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, we started to work in different fields with different R&D European Commission projects. So, we have worked in the past and currently in all these areas towards the digital transformation of marinas. We are among the first companies and research institutions that installed berth monitoring sensors in marina in order to check the mooring spaces in marinas and tourist ports. We work also with vessel detection and artificial intelligence algorithms for traffic conditions inside the marina, drone as a digital assistant, and underwater robotics for monitoring the depth of the marinas, and also noise level sensors, smart lighting, and energy consumption systems. So from this research activity, we have concluded, next slide please, to this product. Actually, is a product that is a digital twin product. So actually, we have visualized all the daily critical ports areas and all the daily operations inside the marina through the use of IoT and camera data. Of course, the main service is the berth reservation and the marina management that we offer to marinas, but also we offer traffic management and process optimization solutions and real-time communication with the yachting community and the sea travelers. Next slide, please. Next slide. We are the leading company in Greece and Southeastern Europe. We have contracts with more than 30 marinas and tourist ports with paid contracts or service points for berth reservations. We have built an active community of more than 7,000 mobile and web users. And this is last year numbers. We have completed more than 2,000 berth reservations. This year, this number is more than 3,000. And we are one of the founders of the Greek Digital Technology Tourism Cluster, along with Kiano that presented before. Next slide. For scaling up, we have built a strong partnership. This is a global partnership with global key players, European institutions, industrial partners, but also clients, as you can see in the bottom line, that give us all the energy and all the strength to scale up internationally. Next slide, please. Last but not least, this is our team, a team with different skills and different competencies. Myself, that I'm leading the company, and Ioannis Panaretou and Linos Kostopoulos, we are the three founders. Nek Konstantopoulos as a software engineer, Alex Patsias and Maria Elefteraki, the customer service. And recently, we have on board Yannis Dionisiou, who is a sales manager and a very experienced guy in Greece in the marinas domain, who is working for scaling up the product inside the Greece, and of course, in the next step, that it is the global expansion. Thank you very much. Sorry for the technicalities.
Thank you, Ioannis. Are there questions from the jury? Yes, please. Yes, please.
You have mentioned a bunch of technologies, from digital twins, simulation tools in real-time situations, up to birth planning and birth management systems. What is the core of your product, and what is the core of your current clientele? Of course, I understand what is your plan, but what is the core of your current clientele, and what is your business model? Is B2C or B2B? Okay. What is the target, please?
Yes, very clear. So the core product is a technological platform that supports the marina management and berth reservations. So this is the current product that it is already in the market, and the 30 marina contracts refer to this. Of course, the IoT and cameras and AI complement this product in order to provide a more sophisticated solution in the market and be more competitive and unique in the global market. So this is the first answer. The second answer related to the business model, actually we are B2B, actually. B2B and B2B2C in terms of reservations and service provisioning to the end customers. But the actual customer is the marinas and tourist ports. So the business model is separated to two different offerings, is the annual contracts that are provided as software as service, and the contracts that are commission-based, that are based on the reservations that we offer, so the traffic that we offer to them, and they are commission-based. So these are the main two revenue flows that we have.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Other questions from members of the jury? It seems no. Okay, so, yes, sorry. Yes, come here.
What's your average transaction values with these marinas by year, and what's your current turnover?
Okay. Quite a difficult question for an open audience. Okay. Okay. The first one, of course, it is a question that I can answer it directly. So the average transaction is from 10 to 15,000 euros per year, and we have recurring revenues and recurring contract. We have already marinas and tourist ports that are paid the last 3 years. So we have proven that this is working and it is a recurring revenue. Of course, this is the basic product, because in our plans, of course, And this is why we introduce new systems and innovations, because we have a sales funnel that we plan to deliver more things. If you are inside an organization, of course, you can provide more things to automate the processes and, of course, towards the digital transformation of it. For the revenues, the annual revenues, I can say that we are in a 6-digit number, but of course, I cannot reveal the actual number of annual growth. If you want, of course, we can discuss it separately.
Thank you, Ioannis. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I can invite here now the next speaker. So from Cires, the founder and CEO, Giorgio Cucè.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Giorgio Cucè, and the founder and CEO of Cires SRL. Cires is an innovative startup company that I have founded in July 2018, along with my nautical enthusiastic team, and we have developed our international patents related to hydraulic shock absorbers that represents the future of moorings for certified safety, comfort, and above all, they are a source of clean energy for harbors, being interconnected and environmentally sustainable. Our international patents, as I said, related to hydraulic shock absorbers, add to them an energy recovery systems from sea waves, resulting in a mechatronic device that we have called SIDAM Plus. SIDAM Plus achieves a technological and competitive advantage by addressing two concrete problems. The first one, safety and stability of any mooring or anchoring. And the second one is the relative energy needs, generating sufficient energy to keep the onboard batteries charged or to supply power for energy for data acquisition systems, for distributed AI intelligence or IoT communications. SIDAM Plus is a smart, modular, and highly scalable product designed for adaptive functionalities. It has embedded electronics to manage and optimize the energy harvesting. The energy can be pulled directly on board thanks to a simple, functional, and safe magnetic connector. Our technology is covered by patents released in Europe, UK, and America, and we have already obtained the freedom to operate. The prototype tests performed by an independent and certified laboratory clearly demonstrated that our technology is viable and suitable to harvest energy from a wide range of floating bodies, boats being the most obvious example. SIDAM Plus is capable to keep the boat batteries charged, compensating self-discharge. In addition to producing green energy, it is also produced with 100% recyclable material. Our market is global, even if Europe, UK, and America are the main target markets. And the energy recovery levels for larger structures, for instance, for the SIDAM FX, such as floating docks and breakwaters, is even more interesting. Since we were born, more than 300 customers have already chosen us. And among these, we can find both the B2C channel as private boat owners or captains. Okay. But the broader sector is represented by the B2B channel, where we can find, of course, marinas, ports, or resellers. We have already more than 30 nationally resellers only in Italy, and distributors also internationally. And last but not least, the insurance agreement. In fact, Vittoria Assicurazioni has validated our products as the solution to the problems described at the beginning of the presentation. offering policies to our customers with high discounts and very interesting exclusive guarantees. So, following the varieties of products and markets, our sales models varies between online sales, sales through our distribution network growing worldwide, sales with included service maintenance packages, sales plus monitoring packages or customization packages, and last but not least, sales plus insurances with related insurance services and discounts. Our core team is made up of many people, has been made up of professionals with experiences in the nautical sector, research and development, production, communications, and marketing. So our team has all the skills needed to achieve our ambitious targets. Since we were born, more than $1 million have already invested by business angel and private investors. And within the next 3 years, our goal is to obtain more than $5 million turnover. And regarding the exit, we envision 2 exit strategy possibilities. The first one, an IPO listing, or being acquired by a big industrial company. Ceres and CDAM represents the future of moorings in terms of certified safety, comfort, and above all, because they are a source of clean energy for harbors 4.0. The future of harbors being interconnected and environmentally sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you very much. Questions from the jury, please come on the stage.
Hi again. Thank you for a nice presentation. Your validation is clear to me. Your business model has been validated by having 300 customers, if I understood well.
Yes.
And very impressive, the post-money valuation is growing. But can you explain us how you are going to generate value, not only in terms of post-money, but you have just talked a little bit about your target. I have not understood which are your targets. And if the only valuation test is only having by 300 customers, I don't heard nothing about your revenues, your margin, nothing. Can you explain more deeply such information, please? Thank you.
Okay. Our value is also connected to our international patents because they have been evaluated an interesting amount of money. Since we have already patented our technologies in a very important country that represents, that secure our business in the main target markets for our nautical objectives, of course. Regarding the value also, it is connected to the possibility that we can offer, especially for the B2B markets. I mean, for marinas and ports, for the installation that we can provide to recover very interesting amount of energy. So not only for floating docks or backwaters, but we are also developing, because they have been asked to develop some interesting floating structures that integrates our mechatronic dampers in order to mainly recover energy. Okay, and so we can offer both the value for our B2C channel, so private boat owners, captains, that needs something that secure and stabilize their boat, and also for a safety point of view for them, since it is a real problems that increase when increase the dimension of the boat. Since especially for yachts, you use only ropes, and you can't use any simple spring because it is not a real solution to the problem of safety and stability. But for them, so for the B2C channel, they are also interested in monitoring constantly the state of their moorings. So it is an important value also for them. But our main target markets is, of course, related to the B2B channel for the targets that I have already shown in the presentation. I hope that I have replied to all your questions. No, okay. Yeah. Numbers connected to the market. Yeah. Our minimum targets is to obtain within the next 3 years a 5 million euro turnover. Okay, so it is represented in a very small amount of, for instance, number of boats, because we can reach less than the 0.2% of the entire number of boats that are around 32 million boats in the world nautical market. So it is impossible to saturate the market for only the B2C channel. But we are more oriented to the B2B for port marinas, because our main aim is to recover energy and represents a benefits for our environment.
I'm sorry, I have to close the Q&A session because of time. Okay. So thank you, Giorgio. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you. And I invite here on the stage the next pitcher, which is Enrico Scozzari, CEO of Moor Simply.
Hello, good morning everybody, and thank you for being here. I'm Enrico Scozzari, CEO and founder of Moor Simply. But what is Moor Simply? Moor Simply is the first patent electromechanical device to assist the mooring of pleasure boat. This is a video. Ah, lo fai partire tu.
Hello, I'm pleased to present Moor Simply, the first patented automatic mooring assistance device for pleasure boats. Before approaching the pier, the skipper, with a simple touch on a smartphone, controls the opening of Moor Simply, an innovative electromechanical arm with a series of cleats to which the mooring lines are tied, respectively aft rope to starboard, aft rope to left, and rope of the dead weight. When at safe distance from the quay, the skipper comfortably takes the ropes from Moor Simply and proceeds to turn the stern cleats with the third rope, which ends with a ring inside which the trip of the dead weight runs. Then he gets directly to the bow to turn the front cleat, and the mooring is completed. At this point, with the smartphone again, the skipper closes the device. Reverse operation is carried out at departure from a mooring. Moor Simply is reopened. The skipper ties the lines to the special cleats designed to contain lines from 10 to 25 millimeters in diameter. Then, with a simple touch on a smartphone, the boat is free to leave the mooring and can take off. Moor Simply solves a real problem felt by those who love sailing. It provides independence of being able to experience the sea without the need for assistance from land or crew members. Hello.
Okay, what we have just seen is the ordinary version of More Simply. The project included some upgrades which can be also purchased in aftermarket. The first upgrade is a column with LED lights to lit the body of water in case of night mooring, and an infrared camera to remotely control of the boat 24 hours per day. A further upgrade is the Eco More Simply version with a solar energy panel, photovoltaic panel, and with a buffer battery. We can use solar energy to move the More Simply. The project is very ambitious. We are already working on a premium version of the app that will represent a portal for the daily rental of birds, both offered by private individuals and by marinas. Thanks to the portal, it will be possible to book and pay by credit card, send completely data of the boat and owner's insurance policy to the marina. On the other hand, the boat owner will be able to receive the direction and rule to follow to reach the berth. Through the camera, will be possible to verify the check-in and check-out of the guest. What solution does More Simply offer? Safety for boat and people. With More Simply, the boat remains 2 meters from the quay, not risking collision. Furthermore, the people on board do not have to jump into the dock to retrieve the ropes. Independence. The owner can set sail and return to port alone, without the need for assistance from ground or from crew member. Simplicity of use. More Simply is delivered in a pre-assembled kit with simple assembly extraction. Plug-and-play operation. Simply download the app on your smartphone and start using it. Night mooring. Thanks to the light, it's possible to moor at night. Remote control. Thanks to the camera, it is possible to control the boat and the thickness of the mooring 24 hours per day. Profitability, possibility to rent a berth when you are in vacation or when the boat is in storage. Eco-sustainability, 99% of More Simply is made up of completely recyclable or recycled materials. Furthermore, in Eco version, it operates completely powered by solar energy. Savings. More Simply is attracting interest from major insurance company, which we are studying agreement that will allow a reduction of premium paid to More Simply holders clients. Who are our customers? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, we're just a little bit out of the 6 minutes, but maybe if someone would ask, we can use those 3 minutes from the jury. So please, members of the jury, if you want to ask something to Enrico.
Okay, I've never heard if you are still in the market, and if your business is only B2B or you are going to evaluate also other model of business.
Yes, okay. Thank you for question. Our market is ported marinas, is customer, private customer, and we think company of charter company. Our business model is B2B, first of all, with port and marinas. In this case, we can give more simply in sell on in rent, long-term rent, with assistant and so on. And B2C, all the customer that will can
Are you still in the market?
no, more simply is 21 company this year. We only we have the prototype, functional prototype, and we need to start production and to selling.
Okay, any other questions from the jury? Okay, so thank you. Thank you very much, Enrico. And we can proceed, and I invite here the founder of Sivo, Ali Magdi Mohammed. Due indietro. You can say all over on the floor. Please, Ali, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ali. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sivo. At Sivo, we are electrifying marine mobility. Globally, the personal watercraft industry is worth $1.3 billion with 7% annual growth. In 2018, tourists spent more than $1 billion in water sports and entertainment activities in Egypt. There are more than 140 aqua entertainment centers and more than 3,000 yachts spread in 55 marinas on Mediterranean and the Red Sea. Sadly, due to the marine pollution caused primarily by fuel emissions, coral reefs and the underwater ecosystem are gradually dying. If we continue at this rate, we stand to lose 90% of the $36 billion that coral reefs economy generates. That's why many governments, including the Egyptian government, has decided to ban jet skis and other damaging devices in many coastal areas. That's why we have been developing an alternative to fuel-based marine product so you can enjoy the entertainment centers and enjoy the water sports activities without compromising the environment. We introduced Sivo Orca. Orca is the first handier, ecologically friendly electric jet ski. You can cruise the water without compromising the environment. You can speed up to 21 kilometers per hour for up to 60 minutes. So you can put it in the back seat of your car and charge it at home. Next slide, please. Sivo's design is innovative and smaller than a competitor, significantly lower, and could be reached for 60 minutes of riding, 21 kilometers per hour. Also, Sivo's Orca is collecting the user data to implement an AI to enhance the user experience and to be potential to be sold to the entertainment centers. The value that we provide are, first, it's a safe product. You can use it even if you're not a professional. So an affordable product, it's like the price of a laptop. And then it's a portable product. You can put it in the back seat of your car and even use it in a swimming pools. And also we provide an after-sale services. And above all of that, it's an eco-friendly product. Sivo is complying with the UN SDGs Goal 13 and Goal 14 of sustainability. Our main competitors is Seabob and Chimera, but they are more expensive than us by 20%. And for the size perspective, we are more than 50% lower in terms of dimensions and weight. Another alternative in the market is jet skis, but they consume 35 liters per hour in order to ride an hour of riding a jet ski. And every 100 hours of riding a jet ski emits 8 tons of CO2. And according to the Paris Climate Change Agreement, fossil fuel vehicles will be banned by 2040. We are go to market through a B2B leasing model where we lease our product to the entertainment center and get a $1,000 per month and taking a cut of 20% of the revenue they generate monthly. And we from our perspective, we can break even in just 3 months for each product. And then the entertainment center rent the product to the end user by at minimum of $50 per hour. We have more than 20 sales pre-order to be delivered by 2022, and we have currently 4 units leased in the local market in the Red Sea for leasing contracts for the testing with the market segments. And actually, there is our prospect customer is the Qatar FIFA 2022. Previous slide, please. We are introducing a smart renting booth where you can unlock and rent the Cevus Orca from a renting station, use it, and bring it back to the station again. We are expecting to have sales in the local market to capture 10% of the local market, Egyptian local market, by more than 150 units with the 10%, with the 7% net margin. And we are we're going to globally from the second year, for the second year of capturing more than 20% of the net margin with expected sales of 450 units. We soft launch our product in the Egyptian local market. And we are testing through a leasing model, and currently we are preparing the licensing and the product certification in order to be launched globally by Q2 2022. Cevu is not only for the entertainment sector, but we are introducing different products in the potential. Our main vision is to be the marine Tesla of water. So we are in later stages, we will introduce different products like in the e-yachts and e-boats and jet skis and so on. We have raised more than $80,000 in pre-seed round, and we are raising $500,000 to manufacture the first batch and expanding our team in terms of market. Thank you.
Stay here. Thank you very much. I ask to the members of the jury if you have some questions. No? Okay. So thank you very much again for your presentation. Thank you. Okay. We close here the first pitch session. We have a little bit of late compared to our program, but in any case, we will take 15 minutes of break. So we will come back here again sharp 12:10. I start inviting Fabio Bignolini, CEO of Northern Light Composites, if he is here. Oh, yeah, ok, perfetto. Vieni Fabio. Ciao. Tu non c'eri prima, parlerai con questo? Sì. E con questo vanno avanti le slide. Il receiver è qua dietro di me, quindi punta qua. Okay. Yes. 6 minuti, poi io risalgo sul palco e apro le domande. Okay? Se ti faccio cenno così vuol dire manca un minuto. Okay. I think we are all. So we welcome the first pitcher of the second session, as I said. So Fabio, CEO from Northern Light Composites, the floor is yours.
Hi everybody, I'm Fabio from Northern Light Company. We are a company from Italy. We work since 2019 to solve one of the biggest problems of the marine industry that we think is fiberglass. Fiberglass is not recyclable in an efficient way because it's really expensive. I mean, a lot of energy is needed to do it. In fact, there are tons of abandoned boats and fiberglass everywhere in all the world, and the problem is keep growing. To solve that problem, we decided to switch from thermoset technology that is used from every year now. All the boats here are thermoset to thermoplastic technology that is really easy recyclable. We want to do more, so we decide to use natural fiber like flax. We decide to use recycled carbon, and our core is a recyclable material, and in the future we will use recycled material. Thermoplastic is really easy to recycle due to its chemical, and it's really easy to see that this is recyclable. So in your lab, with the easy experience, in 24 hours we separate fiber, resin, and core, and you can really easily separate it in a normal solvent. So it's a revolution. With this technology, we would like to switch the market to a circular economy. That is, we design eco-bots, we build this bot, and after life, the bots come back to the yard, and we manage the end of life, and we will make other non-structural parts with these recycled parts, or the recycled composite can be used to print normal plastic object like your chair, like tables, everywhere for the domestic use. We have 3 products. The first one is a dinghy. We launched it here in Genova in 2020, and we will receive an honorable mention by the Design Innovation Award. It's the first recyclable dinghy in the market. It's built with only flex fiber. There is a core anti-skid, and there is no painting on the wool. It's a wrapping film, so you don't need to paint, and you remove all this not good condition work for the operators in the yard. The second project is EcoRacer. We work 1 year on it, and it's here on the sailing area. We invite you to visit the boat. It's the first recyclable racing boat in the market, and it's the first one with thermoplastic resin and flex fiber. The third project is have 3 innovation. Of course, it's recyclable with our composite. It's a foiling boat, like the American Cup boat, and the engineer that is designing foil is from American Cup. And the third innovation is that we have a new generation of mold. It's thermoplastic too, so it's recyclable. And you can see it here in the pavilion in Breton stand. With this technology, you can have a mold in 1 day, and you can reuse the mold for the more than 50% for the next boat. So it's not, again, a lot of fiberglass to make mold and to have a big problem to recycle it. The company Unixens is about an engineering team that is really in the composite, sustainable composite sector from university experience, and we have a strong partnership with Big Composite. Arkema is a French company that is leading in chemical products. Bcomp is leading his waste and is leading in the natural fiber production, and NMG Europe is leading in core materials and is making recycled car. About our competitors, we have a big advantage, and we are the only company in the world that work with thermoplastics. So Baltic Green bots use natural fiber, but it's not really recyclable. About funding, we launched an equity campaign in this summer, and we closed it last week with 90,000 euro. That let us to invest in research for 1 more year. And the last slide is about our business plan. We start to sell boat this year, and we are pushing very hard to become a real company that is leading in composite yacht building in the future. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Fabio. And now to the jury, if you have some questions for this picture. I think no, yes, okay. On the last second.
Always. Your customer are, you produce the boats or you selling your ideas and technology to boat producers?
We build the prototypes to launch the technology, and we are going to have agreements with some yard in North Italy to build a boat in the future, so we can keep working on research, development, and making new projects.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the jury? No. Thank you very much, Fabio.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I invite here now to follow Simona Aragno, co-founder of PM Mare, to present their solution.
Good morning. This is Simona Aragno of PME Mare. I'm presenting our project Click Pro, that is a mooring system aimed at the boat owner, becoming a service to the marina. Well, this project is the turning point for our company, because business develops from the B2C, so the sale of a product for a single user, to B2B, the sale of a service to hundreds of users for each marina. Click Pro is born with the idea of solving the problem of the recovery of the mooring line during docking operation in port. This system offers the marina to improve mooring operation and to give the boater the opportunity to make the docking in a simple, safe, and autonomous way. So how does it work? We have a buoy that sinks together with the mooring when the boat leaves the place. Then the buoy lays under the surface. When the boat comes back to the berth, the boater can call the buoy up to the surface by means of a radio control, or even the mooring assistant can call the buoy up to the surface by means of a handheld. Then the buoy comes up to the surface and can be recovered by means of any boat hook. And then the boater can retrieve the tape and the mooring without sliding manually along the side of the boat. As an access control system, Click Pro is composed of a buoy that communicates. This buoy communicates when it is submerged, communicates that the buoy is out of the port, while when it is picked up from the water after the recovery, the buoy communicates the data, the information that the boat is in the berth. And then the user, by means of his radio control, transfer the data to the port office of the presence and identification of boat's occupant. And the port office can receive the information, the data, in real time at their personal computer. As far as market opportunity are concerned, well, we can say that in Italy there are 400,000 pleasure boats, 2 million boaters and 150,000 birds and 700 marinas. While as far as Europe is concerned, there are 6 million pleasure boats, 48 million boaters, 1.75 million birds. No, sorry. In the last years, many companies are developing mooring system because docking operation is a hard challenge for any boat owner. But we can say that Click Pro is the only system that from B2C can be used also in B2B market. It is technological, innovative, patented, and completely made in Italy. Compared to other access control system, Clean Pro is multifunctional, modular. It means that it can be used as a mooring system only, or access control system only, or a combined mooring system plus access control system. Well, I want to point out that we have a patented technology on this service that comes from an already existing product that is Click for B2C market. But this year we presented a new patent request on this service for the marina. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Simona. And from the jury, any question? Okay. If any, okay. Thank you again, Simona. Thank you very much.
If anybody of you is interested, we can show some demo at our stand TH20.
Okay, now is the time of Vortex Robotics. So Mohamed Gamal, the Business Development Manager and co-founder, will present the solution. This is the mic and the pointer.
Hello everybody, Mohamed Gamal, co-founder of Vortex. We are in Vortex advancing underwater security and aggregating data to be used in various industrial and environmental forms. We have been developing underwater vehicles since 2018 and secured commercial and R&D projects with our favorite clients. As ports are the most effective factor in the marine global, in the trade global system, we have analyzed the main marine challenges that face it. And we concluded them as follows. First, environmentally, the oil leakage and waste strong disposal, and also the carbon emissions of the ships. Second, the maintenance works happen at the ports, which are the identification of hull status, of marine growth and cracks if exist, and also the monitoring of the port assets integration. And third and most importantly is that the security and protection of underwater, of the port from the underwater against any trace of attacks can be happen, and also monitoring any smuggling and piracy can happen. So our solution is a fully integrated system that consists of four main elements. The central control station, which sends and receives data to and from the satellite and the whole system, and a semi-immersed station on the port, that unmanned aerial vehicle that acts as a bird's eye for monitoring, and a semi-immersed station to send and receive data to and from the CCS, and to charge and data transfer the AUV, which makes all the inspection autonomously. What actually happens before the ship enters the port? The central control station identifies the ship coordinates, and then the operator sends its coordinates to the AUV and the drone to start the mission. The mission is making an inspection for oil spill detection by the drone or the AUV, and making a vessel identification for its size and dimensions, making a ship hull inspection for the marine growth and cracks if exist, and also measurement of SOx and NOx emissions measurement to know if they exceed the limit of MARPL Annex 6 regulations of EU, and also the waste disposal violation detection and detection of the density of the marine growth and the dimensions of the cracks on the ships. After that, the AUV and the drone returns back to the station. The AUV starts docking and charging and sends its data to the SIS, which sends these all data to the central control station. All these data are collected and integrated in a form of a report that will be very beneficial to the company's work in the ship's maintenance in the port. Another scenario is if any hazard was detected during the inspection mission. What will happen, like Olympic mines or waterborne improvised explosive devices, what will happen is the AUV will float on the surface of the water instantly and sends an alarm signal to the SIS, which will send all the images detected by the AUV to the central control station, and then an emergency alert system is activated, and then the port, the operator can pilot the drone manually and gets down to get a closer view for the ship and detect if any piracy or smuggling happens. After that, also the port can take the ordinary actions in these situations of security. So, all these systems can be integrated with other systems and make another extra functions as prevention of ships grounding, making sampling for coral reefs, and also mapping localizations in case of any corruption happens in the radar system in the port. The market size of smart ports have been increasing rapidly from 1.4 billion euro to 2.4 billion euro by 2026. We are targeting to get 25 million euro market share of the serviceable optimal market in the next 5 years. Our revenue model consists of three main revenue models. First, the initial one-time payment for the system installation, then a yearly payment for operation and maintenance, and the most promising revenue structure is from the data selling, which our unique customer segment, the Port Authority, will be selling these data to the marine services companies. These data will include the density of the marine growth on the ships, the status of the propellers and thrusters, and if there is any cracks, so they can offer more proper proposal to the ship's owners and operators, so they can give a most cost-effective proposals to be accepted by ship operators. We are expecting to, by 2027, our revenue becomes 8.5 million euro. The revenue structure will be mostly dominated by the data integration as shown. The value propositions to the ports to use this system is maintaining safety and security and protection for the port, monitoring and real-time data collection, maintaining asset integrity of the ports, and also making collection of the data for the bathymetry and continuous update for the aquaculture, and also creating a new revenue model from advancing the port's maintenance experience. Our competitive edge is an underwater and aerial integrated system, not just aerial as companies already exist or just underwater. We integrate both of them, and also a profitable business model for our clients and an emergency alert system that will be added to the port. The project phases are divided for 4 phases. The first one will end by 2021. We'll have the prototype of the AUV. We already have it and it's working, and we are exhibiting it in a conference in ADBIC in November. And then the SIS system will be by 2022, and then 2023 will be the drone and CCS integration. We have to close. Okay. Last slide.
Thank you. You can leave the last slide. No, I can say that. Okay. Any question from the jury, please?
Thank you for your presentation. What you have presented to us, it's actually a big data platform. You hear me? A big data platform that uses an underwater robot and drones, a combination of them, for various reasons that you had. There are many systems like that to be developed or announced to be developed in the market, as you are aware of. What is the competitive advantage, I just insist on that, of your system regarding your competitors? Because this is actually a very fancy idea of monitoring processes in port operations, both from the port authority side as well as the operator side nowadays.
The most competitive edge is the integration between the aerial robotics and the underwater robotics. We have a very wide experience in the field of underwater robotics, so we can change any port to be all monitored from the underwater. And that also, the competitive edge is making from these robotics a revenue model. How? By making a report for every ship enters to the port. So there already exist companies of ships services in the port. By default, they are making a before videography for the ship, before maintenance, and then after. So we, as a cooperation with the Port Authority, will make this operation of videographing the ships with a very low expensive, which will be as the Port Authority can make it an obligatory step. If you want to propose to any ship entering to this port, you have to buy this report by this system to be more cost effective, because many companies, and that's from the real life, many companies propose just a number, maybe $3,000 for making a hull cleaning, and he surprised with a very density of marine growth. Then he don't finish his work properly and fabricates an end report for this job. So the Port Authority will control the experience of ships maintenance in its port. So it will be reflect by the reputation of this port according to the monitoring of this process.
Okay. Any other questions from the jury? Sorry. No? Okay. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I kindly invite here the next speaker, Carlo Baroni, co-founder of Tergeste Power and Propulsion.
Prova. Good morning, and thank you for having me here today. Now I provide some highlights on our innovative propulsion system. Vortex. The Vortex is an innovative water propulsion system based on an idea that simplifies and empowers current vertical axial propulsion system. I would like some key features. We have a very high thrust power ratio. In boiler pool, we are above 0.40 kilonewton on a kilowatt. It's a very, very interesting result. Then is greater than the commercial ducted propeller azimuth thrusters on the tunnel thrusters. We can reach a propulsive efficiency on 0.51 eta that is in line with the cycloidal propellers. But we can reach a very high maneuverability because we can operate in tight space, and we are sure that this may be a best solution for dynamic positioning. We can reduce environmental impact. We have higher safety on operation. The cost of the system may be comparable with analogous thruster. At the moment, we have reached a TRL6 with the current, but we have in the aim to reach TRL8 in 24 months. What we have achieved so far. TPP has conducted 3 research projects financed by PAR-FSC and Paul Fraser funds, aimed at studying the characteristics and ultimately understanding the drivers of efficiency and performance. In the last project, TPP has performed open tests at the Krylov State Research Center in St. Petersburg and a propulsion and ballast pull test at sea with different combination of size and shape and number of blades. The results are very promising, and TPP is in the position to move ahead with the industrialization phase. Okay. Thrust power ratio, I will say before that we have reached above 0.40 kilonewton and the propulsive efficiency 0.51 eta. In line, if not above, with the conventional yield for cycloidal propeller, and can be certainly increased with an appropriate optimization and engineering of larger machine. Potential utilization. We can install this propulsion system where on tugs operating in confined space with the necessitate of high maneuverability and immediate thrust on 360 degrees. We can use also in transportation vessel in shallow water, operating frequently maneuvers and operating in confined space or difficult conditions, for example, vaporetti in Venice, ferries, steamer, inner water vessel. We can install also in leisure motors and sail yachts as auxiliary and propulsion system for maneuvering, thruster, DPS, and take-home system. It's also installed on the specialized vessel, example, anti-pollution, crane vessel, lifeboat, racers, or lifting ship. It's very, very interesting for using dynamic positioning. Let me see. Okay, here we have some example on the platform. In the right side up, we can use as a dynamic positioning and maneuvering for a leisure vessel. We can also install right down. We can propose to install on a leisure vessel for maneuvering to enter in a marina, to remain in a position out of the quay. And the system is also designed for recreatable system, here left down, because in this case we think that it's better to have a system that don't create difficulty to the maneuver and the propulsion for the normal boat. The most interesting slide is this. We have a comparison because we can have a comparison with the normal, traditional azimuthal propeller respect the utilization of our system. We can spare over the 25% of the power installed, and this is our opinion, but reducing in this condition the power installed, we can give a contribute to the green economy to reduce. Yes. Now I'm happy to receive some of our questions. È solo il filmato.
Ok, the time, microfono per me. Time is closed, so we can open to the questions from the jury, if there are any.
This is our experimental boat on which we have installed our propulsion system.
Okay. Yes, please.
You show us an experimental boat. What is your scale-up plan? I mean, what is actually the maximum size of a tugboat, for instance, that you think your system is feasible to be applied as compared to the traditional propulsion systems?
Now we are in TRL 6 and we are ready to reach TRL 8 to complete the development of the system. At the moment, the traditional cycloidal system have a dimension more or less 3.5 meters. We are sure that we can reach this dimension and maybe also become bigger. But we need to complete our developing with the construction of minimum 2 big model of this in order to validate our data.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Carlo. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead now with Mr. Nicola Rubini, Business Development Manager of Mold. Ho bisogno di un microfono.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. It is an immense pleasure to be right in front of you here. I am Nicola from Mold SRL, and without further ado, I would like to introduce you the river cleaning project. Okay, so I'm afraid we all know very well the issue of water pollution that in the last few years has seen quite a dramatic increase. And that's why we started this project with the goal to provide a worldwide solution to prevent water pollution. And how we do that, we have developed a smart and modular barrier that collects waste in every type of flowing water with no intervention and low to no energy consumption. So if we go into details about the problem, we can clearly see that many areas around the world, some more than others, are shouldering heavy expenses related to water pollution, plastic pollution, to be more specific. And these costs can be direct costs in the form of public expenditure to carry out cleanup operations or revenue losses due to polluted areas. And of course, we must not forget that the biggest indirect costs are being paid by nature itself, ecosystems, and communities living close to water bodies. So we figured out that addressing water courses is the best way to tackle the issue of plastic pollution. And with river cleaning, we do so very effectively. In fact, we can stop more than 90% of all kind of floating waste. in a long-term approach perspective. So what's in it for our customers? Well, our product comes with an all-rounded and appealing value proposition for strategic industry players, private, who may want to reduce their losses and increase their profitability, for waste management to enact synergies and enhance plastic value chain, for governments to save up on remediation costs, or quite simply just to have cleaner, healthier waters to empower communities. Okay, so regarding market potential, we can see quite clearly a $10+ billion total aggregated market value, and on top of that, we can see a staggering rise in the demand for barrier-type solutions in the last couple years. So, favorable frameworks and current institutional policies make us reasonably sure that there's the problem and there's people willing to pay to solve it. So why should you choose river cleaning? Well, on top of being quite good on the energy impact side, our solution is the only one that lets vessels, such as boats and ships, pass through without damaging our solution or without taking damage from it. So we are versatile, we are self-powered, and we are autonomous, and this is what makes us different. Okay, so having made that clear, we still do not have a serialized complete product, but we have come a long way since 2018 when we filed our first patent application. We have just delivered early in this summer our first pilot project with a basic but highly functional set of features, and we aim even higher for 2022. In fact, we plan to make our technology smarter by adding new functions such as scanning, water monitoring, and remote controlling. So, nice technology, but how are customers getting it? Well, quite simply, our technology and our devices are already optimized and designed for mass production. So we can have one scenario where we directly provide the solution to the final user, either by selling it directly or by receiving a sponsorship contract. Or we can have one scenario where we license our solution to third parties. And this option is particularly suited for international markets in regard to sustainability, since it cuts on shipping costs and CO2 emissions as well. So who's behind the project? We have a quite diversified team of experienced seniors with relevant technical experience and young professionals with creative and commercial skills. So we believe in inclusivity and grit, and as we plan to expand our business, we are also planning to expand our resources. Oops. So on to the final slide, financials. Despite being pre-revenue in 2021, we projected reasoned and reliable financials for the next 5 years. The project has been self-funded until now, but as we enter the fundraising phase, we're quite confident that with an IP-enhanced technology, an increasingly innovative market, and favorable market potential, we can deliver a sustainable, profitable, and scalable business. So, thank you very much for listening, and if you have any more questions, I'll be happy to receive them.
Stay here. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Nicola. And now from the jury, are there questions from you? Okay, quite exhaustive. So thank you again. And now we skip to the, please. And now we skip to the last presentation, so the last picture of the second session. So I call here the director and co-founder of Probotica, Milienko Herman. Uno pulito per me. Uno nuovo, scusami. Grazie. Okay. Your floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Miljenko Hrman. I'm co-founder and director of company Probotica. Probotica is actually engineering company founded in 2018, and we are the team of engineers, scientists, consultants with experience in industry development and science institutions. And today I'm going to present you a project which is co-founded by European Union, and we are developing autonomous mobile robot in part of which is part of a broad project called Innoplastic. Goal of this project is to tackle with the problem of the plastic waste in seas and oceans, and our solution is designed in order to tackle the problem of the plastic waste on rocky and gravel beaches, which are typical for Adriatic coast. We are developing the hardware and software for this solution and appropriated base station. The project started 10 months ago, and we are now around TRL 6 phase, and we are building the overall system, all the components, software, hardware. We are performing CAD engineering, system integration, databases for artificial intelligence systems, and testing, and we are doing this iteratively in order to complete the overall project on the TRL 8 level. Software is developed in a simulated environment, and our system is based on the robotic operating system, as well as more than 50% of commercial robots worldwide. And in this simulated environment, we are simulating physics of driving sensors and upgrading our solution. We are also developing in-house electronics for electric drive systems, and we are developing softwares for control of robotic arm of our future robot. And as for the software, the most important part of autonomous vehicle is localization and navigation system. Our system is capable to fully autonomously operate in unknown environment using only cameras and GPS to plan its mission. We are using SLAM algorithms. That means that our robot simultaneously create the maps of its environment and use 3D cameras to find his location and plan its activities. And on top of cameras, we are using LiDAR and ultrasonic sensors as safety features, because we are operating in an environment which is stochastic in nature. We also have to make sure that nobody gets injured. What's wrong with you? Can you proceed with slide, please? Okay. On this picture, there is our laboratory prototype where we are testing our algorithm. And on the right-hand side, you can see how our robot perceives the environment, and based on this perception of the world, it's able to plan its mission. Another very important part of the system is neural network, which is based on machine learning principles. We are developing a large database of images and annotating these images to make sure that a robot is capable to recognize plastic litter when the plastic litter is found on the beaches. And of course, at this point we are finalizing our laboratory prototype. Laboratory prototype consists of all the major elements of the final system, electric drive system, integration of all the sensors, and integration of the robotic arm with neural network for which will be able to collect plastic litter. In parallel with that, we are developing our first generation prototype. We are collaborating with designer, and we started the production of the chassis of the first prototype. And not only robot, we are developing the base station. Base station is the interface between autonomous robot and company which will collect litter and recycle plastic litter in the next stages of the process. So what are the next steps? The development process is planned to last 3 years. We have 2 more years in order to gain certification and to start marketing our product. But during this development process of this product, we are developing technology and competences in our company, especially autonomous outdoor driving, image recognition systems, electric drivetrains, and safety features for the public use. And all these technologies and systems are appropriate to use in many different applications, such as agriculture, mining industries, infrastructure and maintenance, and defense and security applications.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any question from the jury? Yes, please come here.
Thank you. Okay, I have a couple of questions. First, if I have well understood, why you decided to develop many parts of your robots on site and not to buy, because the technology is right in the market. And second one, if you are able to estimate the final price of your product when it will go in the market.
We are not inventing the wheel in any aspect of this product. We are using all the technologies which are available on the market, and all the technologies which are developed by the scientific institutions which are in public domain. For example, we are using the top level stereo cameras from Intel. We are using a robotic operating system, which is a software operating system which is in public domain. We are using brushless motors, which are top level technology today. But elements of the technologies which are not suitable for our applications, such as specific drivetrains, we are developing ourselves. We are developing the software components which are connecting neural network learning algorithms, drivetrains, mission planning, drivers for GPS system, everything together in one system. So we are collecting all the knowledge, all the technology, and putting it together and bringing it on the next level. This is first part of your question, and the second part is the price estimate. we are confident that the price of this, that we will be able to produce the device for the price tag under 50,000 euros. But this will of course depend on the commercialization and the number of the units which are going to be produced in the final stage of the project.
Thank you. Any other question from members of the jury? It seems okay. Thank you, Miljenko. Thank you very much. Also the pointer, please. Thank you very much. That's it. Okay, so we are now at the end of the second pitch session. I think that we can just now thank really all the pitchers, because some of them also came just for this and making also, I would say, a long trip. First of all, to the members of the jury, please complete your evaluation, if not already did, and kindly just notify without just saying okay to Raffaela, okay, just seated there with you, in order that we can count once we have all your votes closed. Okay, now while we take this time in order to process the voting and then try to understand who will be the winner of today, I will give you just some information about the program after the closing of this session. Some minutes when we will finish, there will be a networking lunch just behind you, so we will stay here on the terrace. There is also a poster session, so you will find 9 posters related to other companies, other solutions developed that you can take advantage of. Moreover, in the afternoon at 2:30, there will be another startup session, not linked with this project, but hopefully interesting also for you. The presentation will be in Italian, okay? There will be innovative startups in the yachting sector, and it is organized by the Italian Trade Agency and the Italian Marine Industry Association. Although the presentation will be in Italian, I think that could be interesting for some of you in any case. After that, at 4:15, there will be also another event led by the region Liguria, dedicated to innovation and growth of startups and blue companies, pretty much dedicated to this territory. Before closing, I would like to invite here Carlo La Rotonda and Riccardo Rotundo, coming from Rete Impresa Confindustria, which is a network of businesses at Italian level. They will present you very briefly an initiative dedicated to startups, and just kindly will give you some details, but then maybe they will be available also a little bit after if someone else has some question. I leave the floors to Riccardo and Carlo.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone. I'm very glad to be here with you, with all these startups, in this wonderful scenario rich of beauty and rich of innovation. So I'm here to talk you about Connext and about a specific call for startups launched by Confindustria. But before it, I introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. I'm Carlo Arrotonda, the director of Rete Impresa. Rete Impresa is the agency of Confindustria for promotion and representation of business networks and other form of aggregation in the Italian productive system. So aggregation made up of companies of any size, of any sector, is a great challenge for us because we work to foster companies to cooperate, to collaborate. It's a tough task. You can understand why for a lot of reasons, especially when we help traditional companies to work with innovation or established companies to cooperate with startups. But this is our mission. That's why we are here, and that's why Confindustria organized a big event called Connext. Connext is a word that means that we work for build up connection for the future. It's a big event, a huge event that will take place in Milano next 2 and 3 December. And it's a great opportunity to traditional companies, to foreign and domestic companies, to startups to meet each other, to create collaboration, to meet and create contacts and every kind of partnership, and to foster companies, young companies, to realize this goal. In Connext, we launched also a call for startups. That is maybe the more interesting aspect I'm talking about in this, that is not a prepared pitch, but just a way to say you hello and to invite you to call the application and to participate in our call. The call for startups is actually open, so that there is the possibility to apply also for maybe also for you, even if we have a few days till the closing of the call. But for more the details about the call, I leave the floor to Riccardo. And I say that we are here all this day till tomorrow. So we are at your disposal for meet you and for giving you more detail and more information about the call for startups, and also to help you maybe to apply the call due to the few days we have at disposal now. So,
thank you. Yes, first, I would like to say that the call expiring date is the 20th of September, so basically on Monday. And if you would like, we are here to help you to join us, actually. The call is divided in 4 drivers. There are sustainability, life sciences, smart factories, and city of the future. This is not just a prize for us. This is a path for startups to go to Connext. So basically, you will, the startups that will win this contest will participate to driver labs. Are basically some moment for coaching and mentoring by stakeholders, investors, and people like us that work in associations, but basically are focusing on some sector of these. You can applicate on this platform that is a Rete Impresa platform. It's called Rete Impresa Registry, and is made for matching businesses with an idea of open innovation. So basically it's free of charge. You can just go on there and applicate with really easy information. Is a couple of minutes to applicate. And basically is a moment, not just, this platform is not just for the call, is for moment of connection in Confindustria. Is the environment of Confindustria from the connection. So basically we are here to help you to candidate yourself, your startups, but not just for the call, it's for the collaboration. Unfortunately, I have just another thing to say. Unfortunately, this year is just for the Italian startups. So basically, it's not for everyone. It's just because some technical issues in the platform, but we will hope in next year to challenge everyone. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Grazie mille.
Grazie a voi. Okay, thank you again. As I said before, if you have some question, then both Carlo and Riccardo will be available for some minutes after. We leave some minutes to the jury and to the technical part to define the results of the voting. So please enjoy for 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes again the project video. Thank you.
How to enhance innovation and business development between innovative companies and private investors in the maritime sector. The project Cluster Act, aggregation and collaboration tools to enhance cluster network in the maritime sector of the Mediterranean area, has developed a set of actions to link innovative enterprises and private investors. The project covers 5 Mediterranean countries with strong and diversified tradition and competences in the blue economy: Italy, Spain, Greece, Croatia, and Egypt. Cluster Act targets 3 specific maritime subsectors: nautical activities, cruising, ports and marinas. Concrete measures have been developed and implemented. More than 20 webinars addressed to SMEs and investors currently available on the project's YouTube channel. 5 local events presenting the best innovative solutions for the maritime sector selected from each country. Structured methodological framework developed for selecting and setting the most appropriate networking mechanism with the aim to bridge the communication gap between innovators and investors and increase the interaction and cooperating between them. What has been achieved? Cluster Act has helped to create connections between innovative companies and private investors in the maritime sector. It has also supported the creation of local business angels networks in the maritime sector and has stimulated cooperation among key maritime clusters in the Mediterranean. In addition, policy recommendations have been put forward for the advancement of the maritime innovation ecosystem in the 5 Mediterranean countries addressed. And private investors in the maritime sector. The project Cluster Act, aggregation and collaboration tools to enhance cluster network in the maritime sector of the Mediterranean area, has developed a set of actions to link innovative enterprises and private investors. The project covers 5 Mediterranean countries with strong and diversified tradition and competences in the blue economy: Italy, Spain, Greece, Croatia, and Egypt. Cluster Act targets 3 specific maritime subsectors: nautical activities, cruising, ports and marinas. Concrete measures have been developed and implemented. More than 20 webinars addressed to SMEs and investors currently available on the project's YouTube channel. 5 local events presenting the best innovative solutions for the maritime sector selected from each country. Structured methodological framework developed for selecting and setting the most appropriate networking mechanism with the aim to bridge the communication gap between innovators and investors and increase the interaction and cooperation.
Okay, some suspense as it always happens in this moments at the end of the pitching sessions. Okay, I will invite here the president of the jury today, Paolo Anselmo, president of the Italian Business Angels Association, and also I will invite here all the members of the jury on the stage right now. So Mr. Sabadini, Mr. Teofanis, Mr. Fanecco, Mr. Malerba, Mr. Balboni, Mr. Oliva, Mr. Pagani Snardi, and Mr. Tedone. Paolo, this is for you, for the closing.
Good morning. We have done an hard work. All the members of the jury are with me on the stage. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all small and medium-sized enterprises which have been involved in this very long project. We started 3 years ago. Now we are closing. And finally, the winner is Sivu. Please, Sivu, come with us. Please, some word from Egypt.
From me. Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you. I'm very glad to be here, to be connected with the investors and community in the marine industry. So I don't have too many words to say, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I hope to do great in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks to everybody. Last word to... No more word. So
Last
the
word
networking
to the
lunch
networking
is
lunch.
open, so you can move directly through the networking lunch. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sivu. Thanks to the whole partner involved in this big project.
Thank you.
See you next again.